Danno, do you know what other role the term Bucky plays among Scottish football fans?
Buckfast?
Yeah. Do you know what Buckfast is?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it's kind of like Mad Dog in the States, just a really cheap, winish kind of concoction or something. And yeah, I never drank it when I was there, but yeah, Buckfast, yeah, Bucky.
Yeah,
I do know it.
Can you get it in? Can you get it in Korea? You can get it here.
I don't think so. No,
there's obviously not enough. There's not a big enough Scottish and Irish contingent in Korea for it to be sold there. It's pretty available. It's pretty available in Perth. I'll tell you that.
In Australia, yeah, that's interesting.
We've got a huge Scottish and Irish contingent. It's easy enough to get here.
Yeah, I've never seen Buckfast here, but I would kind of be tempted to buy it if I saw it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like Gav's right. It's a tonic wine. It was produced by monks. I think it still is, in fact. And it's also it's kind of quite viscousy. It's syrupy.
Okay.
And there's a bit of a kind of sort of amateurishness to the production because some versions are thicker than others. Some versions are more potent than others. Rumor has it that one in every case is like super strength. Not that the average one will blow you away at the best of times, but yeah, it's sort of got cult status in Scotland. It used to be extremely cheap, but yeah, the various taxing both in Scotland and certainly here means it's no longer a cheap drinking option. Sort of.
Yeah, it's made by monks.
More of a cultish thing.
And you know, when I lived in England, I had a mate who was from Devon. He was from Totnes, and went down there once. And there was a town near him called Buckfast Lee, and I was like, that's funny. That's like kind of like the name of the drink. And he was like, well, that's where it comes from, the monks in Buckfast Lee. So it's funny that it went from something that monks make to something that, you know, it's got a bad reputation for kind of jakey drinkers, basically, isn't it? I mean, would you nip out for a bottle of Buckfast in Perth, take it back to the missus, sit down and have a little glass on your balcony as the sun goes down, watching the glass in the tree?
So there's plenty of glass, actually. I certainly wouldn't. Although I do have a friend who spent a lot of time in Scotland, and as did I, but his sort of he worked club doors and the like in his 20s, and he's still got a bit of a sort of kind of soft spot for the old Bucky, and he'll produce a bottle every so often, and we may have a slug of it for old time's sake. But it was never something I was heavily involved in. I do remember on the supporter. Well, I do remember on the supporters. I do remember on the supporters bus when I coming down from sort of Aberdeenshire to Glasgow when I was a regular on that journey from up there. You weren't really allowed booze on buses, and they were relatively strict to the point where you couldn't have clearly it was booze. So a lot of the guys on our bus used to, because it's really dark in color, they used to pour it into Coke bottles and yeah, drink it by the bucket loads at the back of the bus as if it was Coca-Cola. So yeah, that was, and sometimes it was Coca-Cola mixed with other spirits, and sometimes it was Buckfast. I got passed around, sort of potluck. I do. whilst we're on this, one thing, I remember going to a game against Motherwell. It must have been early 2000s, maybe late 1990s, and we drank all the way down, and it was against Motherwell, and I remember I had to watch the match through one eye because there was 3 of everything. Unless I did that. So yeah, the 4-hour, 5-hour bus journey from the northeast of Scotland to Glasgow is a dangerous thing if there's a load of Buckfast and Coke and spirits going around the bus.